The years slipped by, 1 year, then 2, then entire decades. Li Fan's hair slowly turned gray, his back bent with age, yet not once did he stop moving forward. At last, his frail body could no longer carry him another step. He fell weakly onto the frozen ground. As his sight grew dim and his awareness began to fade, Li Fan thought he saw something. On a shoreline not far ahead, Qin Tang stood alone in white robes. He lifted his wine gourd in silent greeting, smiling as he took a long drink. Li Fan opened his eyes. He and the other cultivators had returned to the building. It felt as though an eternity had passed. Many wore blank, confused expressions. Crossing the river of 9 hells is simple. The true difficulty lies in crossing the sea within one's own heart. The second trial, the trial of courage, has ended. At dawn the day after tomorrow, we will begin the final test. With those words, Qin Tang, still holding his gourd, swayed slightly as he turned and departed. At daybreak on the third morning, Qin Tang appeared before them again as usual. This time, however, he was not drinking and seemed far more clear-headed. His gaze swept over the assembled cultivators, his expression grave, as he spoke. Today is the last trial. On the road of cultivation, you are destined to encounter endless suffering and temptation. Can you endure them all without ever abandoning your original heart? We shall see. As Qin Tang's voice trailed off, darkness swallowed everyone's vision, and they lost consciousness. In a small mountain village, Li Fan lay atop a roof. Watching the sun sink below the horizon, he felt as though he had forgotten something. Having been raised in this village, he lived a simple life, working at sunrise and resting at sunset. This pattern had gone on for 15 full years. Such days were peaceful and satisfying. Living like this forever did not seem unbearable. Yet deep inside, a subtle unease lingered, a quiet conviction that his life was not meant to fade into such ordinariness. Fanner, where have you gone? Come home for dinner. Li Fan ignored his mother's call. He gazed upward at the birds gliding freely through the sky, at the sun and moon that moved beyond human control, lost in contemplation. He remained there until darkness fell and the heavens filled with stars. Beneath the boundless night sky, he felt his own smallness more keenly than ever. He stayed awake like that through the entire night. Just before dawn, understanding dawned upon him. He turned over, leapt down from the roof, and rushed inside. Calling out to his still sleeping mother, he shouted, "Mother, cancel the engagement with Err Nyo's family next door. I will not marry. I am going to pursue immortality." His half-asleep mother startled awake. Believing her son had lost his senses, she quickly got up and seized Li Fan's hand. "Pursue what immortality? There is no such thing, child, come to your senses." Li Fan gently withdrew his hand. Determination shone across his youthful face. "I do not know where the immortals dwell, but I will seek them out." With that, he packed a few necessities and stepped out the door, leaving his mother weeping behind him. 6 months later, while venturing deep into the mountains, Li Fan perished in a tiger's jaws. Before a dilapidated Taoist temple, amid flickering firelight and hushed sobbing, Li Fan's thoughts were shrouded in confusion. A hesitant voice sounded beside him. "Great senior brother, Master has passed away. What will become of our cloud-soaring temple now?" Just as Li Fan was about to respond, angry shouts erupted from all sides. "What else is there to do? Of course we split the temple's assets and go back down the mountain. We endured all that hardship to come here and pay respects because we believed a true immortal lived on this mountain. Who would have thought that old Taoist was nothing but a fraud?" Exactly, would a genuine immortal simply fall ill and die like that? Their voices grew louder and more heated. Li Fan could only stand by helplessly as they looted the cloud-soaring temple, taking every valuable item. Before long, he was the only one left upon the mountain. After collecting and burying his master's ashes, Li Fan remembered the expression in his master's eyes before he died: reluctance, regret, sorrow, and hope. Was his master truly a charlatan? Was the cloud-soaring Ascension chapter he had taught him merely fabricated nonsense? Li Fan felt that the truth might not be so simple. Immortals, perhaps they truly existed. In the end, Li Fan chose not to descend the mountain. He spent the remainder of his life alone in the abandoned temple, watching clouds drift and disperse, observing the sun and moon rise and set. Day after day, He meditated upon the cloud-soaring Ascension chapter. He lived beyond 50 years of age, yet his cultivation did not progress even a single step. He died full of regret. Lingyun Peak. The tribulation clouds have gathered for so long, why have they not fallen yet? The might of this heavenly tribulation, it feels even stronger than when the sect leader ascended years ago, does it not? Of course, in terms of sheer combat prowess, Junior Uncle may well be the greatest prodigy our Li Mountain Sword sect has seen in 1,000 years. As Li Fan observed the tribulation clouds churning ever more violently above him, a heroic fervor surged within his heart. After 300 years of cultivation, what had he to fear from a mere heavenly tribulation? A streak of sword light shot up from Lingyun Peak, cleaving the boundless tribulation clouds neatly in two. Sunlight streamed through the opening, bathing Lingyun Peak of Li Mountain in golden brilliance. Divine blossoms descended from the heavens, and the gates to the immortal realm opened wide. Without the slightest hesitation, Li Fan soared through the immortal gates. Upon entering the immortal realm, Li Fan was enraged to discover that every senior from Li Mountain who had ascended before him had been mysteriously slain by an unknown foe. He cultivated while searching for the culprit behind the killings. 100 years passed in his pursuit, yet he uncovered nothing. While exploring an ancient secret realm, he was ambushed by a sworn brother who had journeyed with him. He died, overwhelmed by shock and deep resentment. The Northern Immortal Domain. Since Heavenly Imperator Fan unified the Azure Heaven Immortal Domain 2 millennia earlier, he had waged unceasing campaigns of conquest. Over time, he had taken the lives of 5 immortal imperators and 16 immortal kings, earning a fearsome reputation. In the end, the entire immortal realm was brought to heel, leaving only the Northern Immortal Domain struggling in its final resistance. Amid the vast army, Qin Tang looked toward Heavenly Imperator Fan. He wished to speak, yet hesitated. Li Fan regarded this loyal general who had stood beside him throughout countless battles and gave a rare smile. Qin Tang, it seems you have something to ask? I will conceal nothing from you, Your Majesty. There is indeed one matter I cannot comprehend. Speak openly. From your humble mortal origins, you endured untold hardship before attaining the throne of Heavenly Imperator. Your strength is unrivaled, and all immortals tremble at your name. Yet why have you never shown any sign of stopping? What is it that you are so relentlessly pursuing? After slaying Heavenly Imperator Zhuan and fully unifying the immortal realm, what will your Majesty do next? Li Fan let out a soft laugh. He answered simply, What I desire is nothing more than eternal life. Qin Tang froze, scarcely believing what he had heard. Shock and confusion filled his face as he asked, Eternal life? With your Majesty's present cultivation, can your lifespan not already be considered eternal? Barring unforeseen accidents, would it not be easy for you to live several million more years? Can a lifespan of merely several million years truly be called eternal? Li Fan replied with a faint smile, answering with a question of his own. This time, I will unite the immortal realm and gather the power of all immortals to construct a grand formation that encompasses the entire world. With it, I shall shatter the so-called prison of immortals that has existed since antiquity. I wish to transcend immortality itself and take one step beyond. Li Fan's voice was calm, yet his resolve was so firm that it allowed no dissent. Qin Tang fell silent. He knew that nothing lay beyond the immortal realm, yet he could only bow his head without speaking. Events unfolded exactly as Li Fan had intended. Within a single year, he unified the entire immortal realm. Drawing upon the resources of the whole world, he successfully completed the grand formation, intending to break the chains of the immortal realm. As the formation was activated, the entire immortal realm shook violently, endless fissures split the sky, and the world itself began to collapse. Li Fan laughed loudly and rushed into the cracks. What awaited him was nothing but boundless darkness. Thus ended the trial of perseverance. Qin Tang understood there was no need to proceed further. Something abnormal had occurred within this trial.